This adventure was planned for Brody's 5th birthday. The boy has everything he could possibly want when it comes to material items, so much so that Jessica nor I could decide what to do. As most little boys are, he is enamored with creatures, so we decided that a trip to America's largest aquarium would fit the bill. I planned the dates, booked a room at Hyatt Place Centennial Park, ordered city passes for everyone, which I highly recommend if traveling to a large city and being a tourist, and waited for the day to come. Thanksgiving dinner Thursday night with a family and had a slow start to Friday morning, mostly because of me. We loaded up the 4Runner and off we went. Preparing for traffic, I had ingested an absurd amount of caffeine and was ready for proverbial war, ready to defend my position between the lines on the blacktop. You hear that? That's the sound of children not fighting. That's why there's a must for electronics on road trips. They both have headphones on and they both have their media. And you've got Jessica, and this is the last time you'll see her awake all the way to Atlanta. We've been in the car 7 minutes. This is not the first time we've been, but it would be the first trip for the youngest of our tribe. The boys were nestled comfortably with their games and movies, Jessica with her phone and heated seat, and we headed south to find what adventure awaits. Jessica actually stayed awake the entire trip, albeit only to prove a point. It always seems like the trip took a lot longer the times that I have been before. We made a pit stop at a gas station in Calhoun, Georgia. Pit stop time. Have y'all ever been to a Buc-ee's? You should see the traffic rolling into this place. It's pretty stellar. It's a huge gas station. There's 2 lanes coming into this place. Oh, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. This place is huge. It is Black Friday, but I wouldn't expect a gas station. Black everywhere. Like, I was trying to be nice and get out of the gas pumps, so I pre-up one of the 100 gas pumps. Forever to find a parking spot. Now I've got to find Jessica and the kids. If you have people anxiety or don't like crowds,
don't go to Buc-ee's.
I would not recommend Buc-ee's. When they say it's a life-changing experience,
I can't see my tablet.
He can't see his tablet.
Wow. They have their own brand of booze.
It's a life-changing experience.
Can I try the brand?
Because it's like the Walmart trailer park.
Wow.
It is.
I need you to fix it. Happened.
It's absolutely unbelievable in there.
That's a lot.
It's a lot to deal with. All right, on to Atlanta. The closer I knew we were getting to downtown, the more I kept anticipating the infamous Atlanta traffic, although the kids could have been none the wiser. The traffic finally came, but it was short-lived because we were so close to the hotel. We hustled into the room so the fun could begin. First stop, World of Coca-Cola.
On this episode of World of Coke, I'm interviewing Cooper. How are you doing today, sir? Good. I have
Within walking distance, we made the most of our weekend starting here since we're short on time for the evening. You enter the museum through a plethora of nostalgia and early Americana Coca-Cola garb just before the view opens up into the main hall. From here, the main attention getter is the giant faux vault door just ahead where a line starts. From here you learn about how the secret Coca-Cola formula was developed and how it has passed through hands over the generations and years. This exhibit ends at a custom thermo-regulated humidity-controlled vault where the attending employee claims that the only handwritten copy of the secret formula is now stored since it was removed from a bank vault in downtown Atlanta where the fizzy, satisfying, flavorful formula previously called home. We made our way through the scent factory, the gallery of how most famous branding for Coca-Cola started and evolved, pictures with a polar bear, which they are adamant that personal pictures are not captured because they start at $35, a 3D production revealing the most important part of the formula, and finally, the tasting room. Obviously the second most coveted area of the museum. For the boys, the tasting room has 5 3-sided drink stations with different Coke products from around the world. Russian Sprite's pretty awesome. It has a cucumber flavor to it. Inca Cola from Peru is pretty tasty as well. However, you want to stay away from the Fanta that comes from Costa Rica. We all found it quite a bit less than desirable. However, it would probably be a funny prank to play on your friends. From the tasting room, we went to the most beloved area of the museum for the children, the gift shop. Things were bought, and then we headed off to find dinner. A beautiful start the next morning involved breakfast at Atlanta Breakfast Company just a block away from the hotel. Jessica and I ordered from the secret quote-unquote menu. I had the chicken biscuit with bacon, egg, cheese smothered in a Cajun-style shrimp gravy. Jessica had the Georgia peach cobbler, which was chicken and waffles smothered in peach cobbler. My inner fat kid was happy, with clogged arteries, and needed an early morning nap. Second stop of the day was the Firm Bank Museum of Natural History. This was one of the add-ons to City Pass, and honestly, it didn't disappoint. We were greeted with carolers in the main foyer, which housed some awesome dinosaur skeletal replicas. Several different exhibit themes are nicely organized in different quarters off the main foyer, all of which end back where they started. The exhibits are all nature science related, from dinosaurs to space exhibitions, and there are a lot of interactive activities for kids and adults. Since we ate breakfast so late, we decided to forego lunch and head straight to the main attraction of the weekend. Did you know that the Georgia Aquarium is the largest aquarium in the Western Hemisphere with more than 10 million gallons of water? It opened in November 2005 when Guinness Book of World Records certified it as having more aquatic life than any other aquarium in the world. Well, now you know. We did get to watch the Sea Lion show and the Dolphin show. That is housed in the 1.8 million gallon theater. However, the staff is adamant about no photography or videography is captured during the show. So much for seeing the cool tricks on here, but it is definitely worth the watch if you go. One of the coolest things about this aquarium is the large animals that they have rescued. One of the beluga whales you see in the video actually had to be put on a diet because it was overweight. You can see the extra skin as he looks deformed. How do you assess the fact that a whale is overweight? Like, do they have whale scales? Ocean Voyager may be the coolest exhibit for any aquarium. The largest indoor aquatic habitat in the world, this 6.3 million gallon tank is home to 4 whale sharks along with other ocean life. Georgia Aquarium is the only place in North America where you can see the whale shark, which is the largest fish in the world. And they can't eat anything larger than a quarter. After we worked up quite an appetite spending 4 hours at the aquarium, we walked to a nearby restaurant sports bar named Stats, the Brew Pub. I highly recommend for good food and family-friendly atmosphere, kind of typical bar-type food, however, it was very good. Dessert was taken back to the room from a place called The Yard, which is a diabetic's nightmare, and it's at the back door of the hotel. We all suffered from a diabetic scare afterwards, Brody chanting loudly about how he had too much food in his belly. Sunday morning, we packed up shop, opted for the continental breakfast, loaded the car, and headed to the zoo. Of course, with a coffee shop stop for Jessica along the way. She can't pass up local coffee shops to save her life. She can't do it. We arrived early at the zoo, coincidentally picked a day that was not too crowded. We were also there almost as it opened up. Most of the animals were out and active on this not too cool overcast day. The lions kept calling and playing every time I walked away, just as a taunting to get some attention and their very own spot on YouTube, just like a cat. The gorilla exhibit is pretty awesome, largely because the gorilla that used to be here. Ivan was a famous gorilla that originally was kept in a shopping center in Washington State. After local wildlife agents got involved, he was moved to a zoo in Seattle and finally called Atlanta his home from 1994 to 2012. Jessica read a book in her classroom for a book study one year based on Ivan. Apparently, it's an awesome read for kids. Zoo Atlanta is one of 4 zoos in the U.S. that has a giant panda exhibit. The zoo has 4 giant pandas and appear to be pretty happy relaxing and snacking on bamboo all day long. We found out that each of them have preferences on what area they like to show off in. After the zoo, we headed north towards the homestead. We made a very evasive maneuver to get off the interstate and grab lunch at Truist Park, which is the home of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves. We had lunch at Wahlburgers, which wasn't bad for a quick bite, and then we bid farewell to Atlanta. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. If you liked the video, please let me know by hitting that like button. Leave me a message below. I hope you enjoy your next adventure with your family.